Hey everybody, it's Missy Wolf with Center Stage Magazine, and we are talking to Don Jamieson today. How are you?
I am good and counting the days until our big
Yes,
weekend in Nashville.
I cannot wait. I am so excited. I think that comedy shows are just amazing, but this particular show being where it's going to be too is just going to be such a great event. It's the Rock and Pod Punchlines and Backlines. Tell me about this event and who all is going to be in it with you.
Yeah, so punchlines and backlines is a concept that a comedian friend of mine, Courtney Cronin, created, and
Mhm.
I've been working on it with her now for about the last, pardon me, 6 or 7 years. And the concept is that we get a bona fide rock star to come into our world and do stand-up
Mhm.
comedy for the first time. And now we have people coming back for a second time, a third
Yeah.
time, and a guy who's been secretly doing it in Las Vegas for the last couple years now is Chris Kale, the bass player from Five Finger Death Punch. So he's going to be our special musical guest doing stand-up. But then you have myself, Courtney, Hal Sparks, and Craig Gass. So you have four headlining comedians plus a rock star, and we're doing it at JBJ's. So we keep it all in the rock and roll family.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And that's got to be so much fun. Are they nervous when they first start, like, and they haven't done stand up before? I can't imagine what that feels like.
I'm doing it 25 years, Missy, and I still get nervous.
How do you combat your nerves? For me, talking in front of a live audience is so different than like what you and I are doing. Or when I'm doing an interview, on camera, it's so different than just being there with eyes all on you.
Oh, no pain, no gain. It's
Yeah.
that's what makes it great. And when you do well, it's the highest drug feeling. Yeah, I've never done drugs in my life, thank God, because I have that feeling.
Yeah.
But when it's low, it's low. But as far as the artists, Courtney and I get on a FaceTime with them. Generally, we have a little bit of a history with them, so we have a
Okay.
comfortability with each other. And then we just say, tell stories. And her and I start taking notes, and we kind of just, shape it and form it, and like a piece of clay, and we kind of turn it into an outline. And we bounce it back and forth a few times and punch it up, and they're ready to go after that.
I love
I'll
it.
probably do about 10 minutes. Like I said, Chris is a little farther along. He got sneaky, that Chris Kale. Okay. It's not easy to be sneaky when you're like 6'1" and your beard goes down to your knees and it's braided, and you got long hair halfway down your back. But he did. And I'm so proud of the guy because he didn't make a proclamation about it. He just had so much fun doing it the first time. He decided,
Yeah.
this is a great creative outlet for me. I want to keep doing it, and some of our rock stars have.
That is so cool. And what a fun concept. Who came, was it Courtney that came up with it?
Yeah, and obviously punchlines for comedy and
Yeah.
backlines for music. So you get
For the music,
punchlines and
yeah.
backlines. I've been friends with David Bryan for many years. We lived very close to each other in Jersey. So when we were looking for a venue, I said, "Hey, David, what about
Yeah.
JBJ's?" So he connected me over there, and
Yep.
I originally wanted David to do it, and I'm going to get him to do it. I'm going to
I
wear
was
him
gonna say
down.
you gotta get him. He's funny.
He's so super funny that people
Yeah.
don't even realize that the guy could probably go up and do 10 minutes just off the cuff. But
Yeah.
I'm going to wear him down like I wore down my
Okay.
girlfriend, Carol. I'll get him eventually.
That would be great. I want to be there for that just because I mean I've seen him and I've heard him and he's amazing and it's just that would be great. And when we were watching the Super Bowl together at JBJ's, I was sitting a couple seats down, but those commercials and watching him crack up laughing was just absolutely it was just so much fun. And then he would talk and it just everybody was having a good time that day. And he really is so funny that he needs to do this. He absolutely needs to do this. So wear him down. It's going to be
No,
good.
I will. I will. There's a few people that it took me, a little bit longer to convince them to do it, and then I eventually did. But
Yeah.
we do it every year on the Monsters of Rock cruise, and I
Hmm.
just came off of that literally a
I
couple
was,
days. So
yeah.
we actually had rock stars doing it for their second time. So, it's really
Very
turned
cool.
into this cool thing where, some of them want to continue doing it, and some of them do it once and they go, that was cool, that was
That's enough.
fun, glad I did it, never want to do it again. But that's
Yeah.
fine, because that's how, comics, young comics, or people who want to do comedy say, what's your advice? I go, just do it once. And when you
Right.
get off stage,
Okay.
you'll know. If you're
Right.
not like, if you don't feel like the need immediately to do it again, it's probably not for you. So don't
Right.
worry about it. Just try it once, see how it feels, and go from there. And I'm 25 years in. I still feel like, all right, I'm still testing the waters here.
Well, and you're so good. You do so many different things. I mean, you've been a host, and you've done the podcast stuff. You've talked to so many people, and I mean, I feel like you're just one of those people who you could just jump into any of those types of situations and excel because you're so good with people, and you know what to ask people too, which is really fun. And I love your social media. And I got to ask you about that pickle soda. I really do. Is it good? I love pickles. And I've done the pickle flavored popcorn and chips and all of that stuff, but I have not done pickle soda. And I'm just curious, was it good?
Uh, I'm not going out to buy any more of it, but I did drink the whole bottle of it. And yeah, the
Did
pickle
you?
stuff that was just a total, it's just funny what catches on with people, So,
Yeah.
if people want to go and check out my pickle videos, but it just became, it just became an accidental thing. And now people are always going, when's the next pickle video? So who
Right.
knows, maybe I'll make one, when I get down to Nashville, I'll find a good pickle joint and,
There you go.
film it.
Well, I mean, out here, I know we have a lot of fried pickles, but I haven't really found a good pickle place yet. So good luck with that. Another question for you, because there was a debate, and I don't know if you saw the interview I did with the guys at JBJ's, but my friends in Williams Honor, they always argue back and forth whether it is Taylor ham or pork roll. So I asked the guys and got this really great interview out of them about pork roll and the different ways to eat it. And they kind of went very nerdy, Star Wars type on me. And I was kind of like a deer in the headlights. I love pork roll. I think it's amazing. We have a little coffee shop here in town called Town Coffee, and they serve it. So I get to have it all the time. But what do you call it? Is it pork roll or Taylor
Well, it's
ham?
very easy. In New Jersey, it's 100% pork roll. There's not even a debate
Okay.
about it. There's even a
Okay.
guy who's got a truck, a pork roll Johnny. So that's
Okay.
it. No one here calls it Taylor ham. I don't know what they call it whoever's watching this, wherever you're from, it could be called Taylor ham, whatever. But yeah, Jersey, no doubt. I don't eat it because I'm a vegetarian, so I
Okay.
can't give you a recipe or anything, but I got the terminology down.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. No, I heard from Tico that you gotta have it extra crispy. So I tried it, and yeah, I'm right. He's right. I'm right there with him. It's amazing. But what else do you have coming up? I mean, we know that comedy show on the 14th of April is going to be amazing at JBJ's. But I want everybody to be able to follow you and all of your podcasts, everything. What do you got coming up that fans can
Yeah.
watch?
I think the show's on the 13th, isn't it?
Is it the 13th? Am I
Yeah,
wrong?
Sunday
Probably.
the
Yeah, it's the
13th.
13th. Mhm.
Sunday the 13th of April at 7 o'clock um, at JBJ's. And if people haven't been there, it's a pretty new facility, and we have our own
Mhm.
separate room to do the show
Yes.
in, which was such a great feature. So we're not competing against the bands and stuff that are playing
Right.
there. Um, I'll be back in Nashville again in May because I'm going on tour opening for the band Anvil.
Nice.
So we're doing a month of East Coast dates. That's one of the crazy things I do besides regular comedy clubs, theaters, and
Mhm.
stuff like that. I actually go on the road and open for bands. So I went out with Anvil in 2019. We did the whole country together. We had such a blast. So we're doing a ton of East Coast dates coming up in April and May. And then I do a podcast with my buddy Keith Roth, who's a DJ on
Yes.
Sirius XM, Ozzy's Boneyard and Hair Nation. And you said before about me, interviewing a lot of people and knowing what questions to ask, and I appreciate that. But what Keith and I really wanted to do with our show, which if I mention the name Rockstrap, it's
Yes.
talking to rock guys about sports and sports guys about rock. You know, Keith and I have interviewed everybody possible in the business.
Mhm. Yes.
And, you know, when you're not on camera, when you're not on radio, and you're talking to these guys, 9 times out of 10, they don't want to talk about music. And sports
Right.
guys don't want to talk about sports, you know? And whenever sports guys do interviews, they always give the same cliche answers. Well, it's a team game and we're going to come back tomorrow. And it's that no, they want to talk about
Yeah.
rock and roll. And
Yeah.
every musician wants to be a superstar athlete. So we've been doing that for the last year, and we're having a blast. And the artists really love it, and the jocks really love it because it's not your typical interview, and they get to talk
Right.
about something different, and they don't have to sort of go into
Right.
press mode. They can actually go back in time. We had David Bryan on, obviously, and he was our first guest and just talking about his love for the New York Giants. And for the fans, they
Mhm.
get to see their favorite jock or their favorite rocker in a totally different light. So
Yeah.
that's a lot of fun. So that's available where all podcasts are available. But between now and then, I'll just be getting myself ready. April 13th, the JBJ's punchlines and
I
backlines.
I love it. Okay. And back to sports real quick because I got to know football. Who's your team?
I am unfortunately a Jets fan.
Okay. So you just
So
lost Aaron Rodgers.
yeah, goodbye, Aaron Rodgers. Listen, I got nothing against Aaron Rodgers. A little
Mhm.
kooky, but that was fine if he, could
Yeah.
do something for us. But listen, I'm used to every season being doomed, so I didn't think it was going anywhere. It didn't go anywhere. If the Jets were
Yeah.
a Metallica song, they'd be called "Sad but True."
Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. Well, I I don't know what to say about the whole Aaron Rodgers thing. I'm sorry it didn't work out. I hope you guys get, some great people. I hope your team does well this next season. Who knows where Aaron's going to go? Unfortunately, he is my favorite quarterback. I love him to death. And I hear there's talk about him being on the Steelers. So we'll see, because that's my husband's favorite team. And that means I'm going to have to get one of those jerseys. So, we'll see. It's gonna be a good time. But April 13th, JBJ's. So excited. Punchlines and backlines. It's gonna be a good time. Everybody, if you're not here, you got to get to Nashville for that show because it's gonna be great. And if you are here, make sure you come check it out. They have great wings too. Great, phenomenal food at JBJ's. Until next time, everybody. We'll see you soon.